A word from us here at Forever and Ever, the Killie Fans podcast. We've been on this journey for almost 4 years now, and it's been unreal to see how far the podcast has come. We now have over 1,500 weekly downloads. We've had 2 brilliant sold-out live shows, and of course this year's KillieCon at the Park Hotel, and it's all thanks to you, the Killie fans that tune in every week. As we look ahead to 2026, we're looking for a corporate partner to come on board to be part of what we're building. So if you run a business or know someone who does, and you'd like to get your name out there to a loyal, local and seriously engaged audience, we'd love to hear from you. Whether it's weekly mentions on here, social shout-outs, or helping us take the show on the road again, there's loads of ways to get involved and support Ayrshire's biggest football podcast. So drop us a message and let's see if you can become our biggest signing yet. Thanks as always for listening and helping us to keep the Killie chat going forever and ever. Hello everybody and welcome back to Forever and Ever, the Killie Fans podcast. It's episode number 18 of season 4 and we're coming to you live from Limelight Studios in Irvine. My name's Paul Montgomery and I'm joined at the table by my colleague and friend Callum Michael Scott and a very, very special guest. He'll be known to every single person watching or listening. Over 100 appearances for the greatest football club in the world, and somebody I'm pleased to say has become a friend of the podcast. It's Super Stevie Murray. How are you doing, Stevie?
Very good. Thanks for having us on again.
Delighted to have you on board. How are you, Killie Cal?
Good man. Looking forward to getting this and next week's out the way, and then I'll be in for my op.
Well, so that's it. I know.
Me missing for a few weeks thereafter. You'll need to get some deputies in.
Well, that's why I want to do this live on air. Actually, you're being removed. Stevie's taking over on a full-time basis. If that's alright, it's a free transfer, so you're going to the other 35s to play in the left wing against all the Dobermans and all that. Stevie's going to do the pod.
Brilliant.
So is that alright?
That absolutely suits me down to a T, man.
I think that's fair.
Definitely get more listeners.
Aye,
No doubt
aye,
about that.
aye.
And more patter as well.
Well,
so.
there you go.
Can your budget stretch to a helicopter from Coatbridge every Monday?
By the way, a few Patreon listens, maybe we could.
That's right,
Possibly,
man.
aye.
It's potentially an option going for it.
Speaking of which, Stevie's going to be on the Patreon. We're going to be doing a big, long, deep dive into his career with Killie and beyond. Obviously, Stevie's been on. He was delighted to have him at KillieCon, but before that, it was at one of our live shows, and mate, I think you blew everybody away, like with how funny and how open you were, and we've got a few messages about that. But tonight we're going to do a full hour getting right into your career and stuff like that on the Patreon, so looking forward to that, man. Is
I
that
look
cool?
forward to it myself, aye.
Happy days. Right, okay boys, we'll just get stuck in. Loads and loads of Killie stuff to get through. We'll be talking about the defeat at Celtic Park yesterday. We've got a wee break for internationals coming up, so no game to preview as such. But we've got your questions and your comments on the X. We will be doing Alan's Gripe of the Week. We've got All Roads Lead to Killie. And Stevie, you yourself, you've got a wee message that you're wanting to put out there. Am I right in saying?
Yes, it's just that it's a charity. It's called the Les Howie Dream Maker Foundation. It's a charity. It's quite close to my heart. It's helps to support and put kids into places where, if they've got terminal illness, where they can get experiences, i.e. meeting celebrities or going on trips away, or like a respite for them and their family, maybe like a caravan trip or whatever it is. I actually met my missus through the charity, and it's a wonderful charity, and they're just looking for a little bit. I get it, times are difficult, everybody's feeling the pinch now, and especially the charities are, and this one, considering it's for kids with terminal illness, it's quite important that we get the message out there, and even if we get a little bit of donations, it'd be really important to get that message out there, really. I've got some information here for it in terms of how to, if you can donate to it. If you just give me a wee second,
of course, mate, of
I
course.
can get that up.
So is that Les Hoey? Is that what it is?
Les Hoey Dream Maker Foundation. So it's LESHOEY Dream Maker Foundation. If you want to donate by text, you can donate by sending the text DREAMER10, that's DREAMER, the number 10, to 70085. If you can do that, that helps them get more kids, more experiences, and obviously because if some, don't get me wrong, a lot of these kids can recover and things like that, but a lot of them don't, and it's a really, really difficult thing for parents, grandparents, anybody to watch. So if anybody can make a donation of any kind whatsoever, it'd be great. They're also looking for a company to step in. They do have a caravan let at Craig Tara where they use for respite for families.
All right.
And they are looking for a company to step in to help them with site fees, etc. It's like a yearly kind of contribution. I know it's a big thing to ask, but if any company out there can get in contact with the charity, ask some questions about what it entails in terms of financially and what the company can not exactly get out of it, because it's a charitable donation. However, it's going to get your name out there, and there are other ways the charity can promote your company, so to speak. But it's a fantastic cause, and it's something that, as I say, is very, very close to my heart. And the people that run it, and Les himself, he's been doing it for over 30 years. It's been an established charity, a registered charity since 2014, and they're putting the smiles on children's faces who majority of the time won't be have anything much to smile about, the kids or the families in that case. But if it gives them that little bit of joy, then it's worth whatever money anybody can spare at that particular moment in time. As I say, I know it's difficult at this time, but if you can donate anything with the donate that I just put on there in terms of the text, or any companies that can get in touch with the charity, I'd really appreciate that. And it's something that I'm striving to do myself. A lot of us are kind of out there trying to promote it as much as we can, but it's, as long as we can get anything out of it, we'd be really, really happy with it.
Absolutely, mate. Well, very well said indeed, and it's one of the things, man, that unfortunately it has to exist. You know, it's a charity that nobody ever wants to have to use, but they're obviously doing phenomenal work in the most trying of circumstances. So if you're able to give, or you do know a company that might be able to give them that wee boost in terms of finances and kind of exposure, then please you can get in touch with us or not the podcast. We'd be more than happy to pass on the stuff to Stevie. But thanks very much for that, mate.
I appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Absolute
guys.
class. Right, we'll get down to business then, chaps. We'll talk first about the Celtic game yesterday. So good to have somebody on the podcast that can shine a light on actually playing in these circumstances and stuff like that. It's a big treat for us, obviously, man, to have you here. Cal, you were up at the game yourself yesterday, so just for the kind of perspective of where we were when we were talking about things last week, what we expected, the type of performance we were going to put in and the result, what was your takeaway, man, for your day at Parkhead yesterday?
Well, along with the other 150 or so it was more than I actually thought was going to travel up. I mean, the away end seemed no kind of different to any other time I've been at Parkhead, with the exceptions when we've taken a lot healthier a support up. So first things first, the support was slightly better than originally anticipated. Nobody was there with any really hope that we were going to get anything anyway. They were there out of loyalty. Therefore the away end, there was no toxicity in it at all. Everybody was there to just do their best to get behind the team, and we all just wanted to see a performance similar to what we said last week. We thought like 3-0 at Parkhead is a kind of par result really in it. And I actually think that, and this will sound ironic because the amount of folk again that I was speaking to after that are the Kilmarnock fans saying, "Oh, Ken, what happened to you yesterday?" And that I was like, ironically, I actually think that's one of the better we've played for the last few weeks. That's no me suggesting for 1 minute that Killie deserved anything out of the game. They didn't, but I thought we done all right to stay in the game for long periods and I think that the 2 goals late on really kind of flatter the result a bit. I would say that kind of 2-3-0 would have been a fair result. Of course, you want to see us have a bit more of a go at times. I think we'll come on to specifics later. Stevie obviously watched the game and all, but we had wee kind of spells in the game where we were well in it, and nobody went with any kind of level of expectancy anyway. And it's just, I think it's really, really disappointing to concede the 4th goal later on. I make no odds about it that we left at 3-0. Me, Fraz,
shambles, mate.
Exactly.
Call yourself a Killie fan,
exactly, mate.
You know what I mean?
So the chat actually was before we were going there. We were on the van getting up to the game. Fraz taking the van instead of the flag this week anyway. So
did he?
a big Union Jack at the side of the van.
Aye.
But
free business at the side. Park right at the front gate.
So we were getting up and we're like, why are we even doing this? Ken, we're just talking about the last few weeks, but we all made a pact basically saying if it gets to 3 we're just going regardless. But we were in the game well on, and then at 2-0, Fraz said about 75 minutes, will we just go? I goes, no, we're actually having a wee bit of a spell now, we'll wait and see what happens. Said, right, 85 then. I goes, sound. And then 85, sure as shit Maeda scores to make it 3 anyway, so we're straight out and back down the road. But again, I think actually over the course I've seen us play worse at Parkhead.
Right, okay. So that seems to be the consensus. Anybody that you thought stood out? Any positives in terms of performances on the park?
There's an earth
Jeez, all right. Sorry.
There's an earth question on it saying I thought that
someone up.
I know I will just give a second, but I think Tiffany looked kind of lively, to be fair. You could see Anderson trying his best. I thought Thompson, actually, to be fair, left wing back, done alright, and actually thought the subs at that point when Dackers, Kiltie and John Jules come on, we looked okay, but again that's okay at best. But after the last few weeks we would have definitely taken that.
Aye. So Stevie, you obviously managed to catch the game yourself. What was your thoughts on how Killie played? Have you seen any of the team other than that this year? And just on overall, I know you'd spoke a wee bit about they were doing quite well at the start of the season, fell off a cliff form wise, we'll get into all that, but what was your take on how Killie played yesterday?
I thought, like Cal says, I thought they were okay without being good, really.
Aye.
They kind of looked like they set up not to get beat more than going to win a game of football, but you're going to Parkhead, you're going to set up like that years and years and years. It's been happening where, don't get me wrong, there's a couple of obscure performances where they've went, do you know what, we're just going to go toe to toe with this team, but then that can leave you wide open to getting a 6, a 7, and 8. Look at Aberdeen, they've had a couple of 9-0s down there, so it can leave you wide open to that. I thought player wise, the one that kind of stood out to me a wee bit was Anderson a wee bit more, because the one he hit the bar in the first half as well, it was a great effort, good run as well in behind. Tried to hold up, but he's up there himself. He's real lack of support. You can hold on it as long as you can, but if you've got 2 centre halves around you, it's 2, 3, 4 seconds goes by, one of them's going to take the ball off you without the support. But it's a tricky place to go right now, especially with Celtic with their tails up. And I thought they were kind of, honestly, I thought they were lambs to the slaughter. For what, hearing you about the bus journey up and why we even doing this, it sounds like everybody had the same mentality, like we're lambs to the slaughter here, like what's it going to be, 2, 3 or 4? That's kind of what it sounds like, and it's as if the players maybe had that in their mentality. I don't know.
I think as well that Stevie saying that exactly, whenever we did get the break of the ball up there, Anderson, he's himself, there's nobody within 30 yards of him, man. But when we did get a break of play, and there was one thing, particularly second half, that really kind of infuriated me. One of the players that I actually forgot about, I know it seems like the kind of easy pass to say every week, but I actually thought Watson was decent in the middle of the park as well. Like he, at least when he was getting the ball, was trying to drive us for it. But there was a period in the second half, and again it just summed us up. We end up winning possession back, and we have a bit of an overload, and Lyons gets the ball and he can slip through Tiffany immediately, and he doesn't, and he holds on to it. So I'm like, right, let bodies get in the box, and Tiffany and Anderson are in the box, and then Lyons just holds on to it and then goes all the way back. I'm like, we can't afford to do that more at Parkhead. See when we get the ball in their third, you've just got to take a chance in and whip it in. But he just didn't want to use his left foot and stuff like that. But I think that really summed it up when we did get the ball in dangerous areas, as dangerous as we can get at Parkhead. We just didn't have enough support, our bodies there, our folk willing to try and make the kind of decisive pass that gets you something up there.
So let's talk about the goals. I only seen the goals earlier on for the first time. I was out yesterday. Me and my wife were up in Glasgow.
Oh yeah, the meet and greet, didn't you?
Meet and greet with Ralph Little and Will Mellor.
Did you?
Aye, it was good.
How was that? Enjoy that.
It was good.
Better got to Parkhead anyway.
So I went up and I shook Ralph Little's horn, and I was like, mate, 24-hour party, people love it. Royal Family, one of my all-time favourites. And Mel went up and shook Will Mellor's horn and went, I've fancied you for 25 years.
That sounds about right, doesn't it?
I thought, alright, there we go. But thanks for being up front.
If you had to pick one of them, who are you picking?
Between Will Mellor and my wife?
Aye.
I mean, he has bro. Aye. So I kind of missed the game. Caught up with it the day. We need to talk about these because we've cursed him, mate, for that song. He's starting to struggle, and it's our fault, I think.
Well, that's what folk would have you believe, man.
Aye. What was your thoughts on the way the goals were conceded? Maybe touch on the goalkeeper situation and all, because that obviously wasn't great the way it unfolded. I feel bad for the guy.
I mean, the early spell they get, like, I thought every time Celtic went for it, they just looked like they were going to score. I mean, there was gaps appearing. They were getting in behind the wing backs far too often, particularly Brown's side. I actually thought Thompson done alright against Maeda first half. I thought he actually done alright. all the danger came for Celtic's left hand side, and they were getting in there, and that's where the first goal comes for. And I mean, Dees himself, it's no one that he owned it after the game though. I mean, he done the press after and said it wasn't good enough, players weren't good enough, himself included. Thought thereafter he actually made a couple of good blocks into the box where Celtic again were getting in behind and they were flashing things across the box, but we were at ends everywhere. I mean, I just thought that it was a disaster when you go and concede a goal like that, and then that puts everybody under the cosh. The goalie then has that one where it's a straightforward shot. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah,
and he drops it, and Maeda's got an open net, and he doesn't read it, and you're thinking, here we go, man. And then the goals get worse. But for Deez's point of view, it's a disaster. But that's what it is.
It's been one of them.
We're conceding goals like that every single week, man.
How the last month we have been. So Stevie, I don't know if you're aware of the situation with the goalkeeper. Obviously we had Stryek in goals, who started really well.
He was in the way end, by the way.
Oh, was he?
Aye.
Superb. Got a health issue going on, so can't play. So we got the boy on loan for Celtic, who obviously can't play against.
Yeah.
And then Beach has been put back in, even though there was rumours we were after Xander Clark, Craig Gordon at one point. It seemed like it was going to be signing. So that young guy. You've been there, man, playing big stadiums at a young age. You can see he's nervous.
Yeah.
What was your take on watching the keeper specifically yesterday? Did you get that feeling?
I think Celtic smelt blood immediately.
Right.
As soon as you can sense a slight nervousness or a team not mistrusting a goalie, but they don't have their full confidence in him compared to who they would have had before. I think the goalkeeping position is 80-90% a confidence position anyway. As soon as your confidence is gone a tiny bit, I fully believe players can sense it, and you want to pepper the goal. Because like the one you were talking about with Maeda, who missed his kick where he's parried that's a straightforward one, and if he's dropped that, his confidence is dropping, and like you says, I just feel sorry for the guy, because if he's not been trusted before, and then you're going like, oh, we need you now, so we trust you. It's not like we trust you. It's we need you. You're the one that's left. Get in the goals.
And I thought as well, and again, not to have digs at manager, but did you watch the presser before the game?
Aye.
I thought he had a great chance to put full trust in Beach, and he didn't. So Scott Watson, who again gave shout out, asked brilliant questions and that, then with Ayrshire Radio, and then he says, well, looks like Eddie Beach will be in goals on Sunday then, Ken, what can you tell us more? And then Kettlewell goes on the defensive immediately and was like, well, I'm not going to tell you who's starting on nets anyway, like, I wouldn't be telling that to him. They say, like, right. But I think he kind of then realised what he'd said, but he just had a chance to be like, no, we've got full back in Eddie's a young goalie, he's come up here, we've got boy, and that message didn't get translated across as far as I'm concerned, and that's me watching that. That's no the boy that you're going to on Sunday to say you're right playing in front of 60,000 fans against the best team in the country.
I look nervous, man. It's a shame. So anyway, need game to preview, which isn't a bad thing considering how things have been going. We've got a wee break, we've got Scotland coming up, so we can kind of take a pause. So it might be good for us then, Stevie, with you here to reflect on maybe your experiences playing at Parkhead, Ibrox, they bigger stadium. Does it feel different as a pro to playing at a stadium like Rugby Park, or you're going to Dens Park or something? Ken, still big crowds and all that. But what does it feel like then? You're going in front of 6,000 to 60,000. Does it feel different in the prep and all that?
It's certainly different for me. In terms of a team outlook on it, it's very different in prep. I didn't go to Parkhead or Ibrox with Bobby. I only went to Parkhead and Ibrox with the Jet. And I've spoken about this before, it was more kind of don't get beat than it is go and play expansive football and go and win the game first. It was more kind of let's be stable and see if we can nick a goal type of thing. So that was always the approach we had to go into Parkhead and Ibrox. I say Parkhead and Ibrox because back in the days both of them were absolute cauldrons. It's not like that now obviously, but in my day it certainly was. And when you're going there, you're going there with your backs against the wall. It's kind of 4-5-1 or a 3-6-1 or whatever formation you want to do, where you've got 9 players behind the ball and one guy up there, similar to Bruce Anderson to what it was on Sunday. So it is a difficult thing in terms of mindset, player wise. Everybody's different. There was guys who were Rangers supporters, guys who were Celtic supporters, guys who couldn't care less, guys who were Australian. So their mindset might be different, where like the Rangers guys are getting stuck in at Parkhead and vice versa and things like that. From my point of view, I always thought, let's go and try and surprise them. Because they're coming here as a routine game. Because when you're playing for Celtic or Rangers at that level, you must be going, right, no, routine game. We were away playing in Roma last week or Lazio or whatever it is, and we're at home to Kilmarnock. It's just a churn game. Let's churn it out. 2-0, 3-0 up the road, blah blah blah. Whereas for teams like us, when we were going there, it was we're going to show ourselves here, so let's show ourselves in the best possible light. That was my personal mentality. Don't think it was the team mentality getting into it, but in terms of personally, that was my mentality getting into it. But any time I've been there and managed there, it's always been a kind of don't get beat, don't get 2 or 3 conceded in the first 20 minutes because it will be an absolute disaster. Let's just keep it tight. Turn the crowd against them. That was always a big thing.
Right, you hear that? So
turn the crowd.
Right?
It's massive. It's the one thing, because if they always talk about the big boo machine will come out. If you get to half time and there's no goals, as soon as the half time whistle goes, you hear the chorus of boos, and then if you just take it in small increment, maybe 15 minutes. If you get the first 15 minutes out of the way, right, great. Let's see if we can get to half an hour. Let's see if we can get to. So you've got to take these big games or the big teams and the big pitches and the big stadiums. You've got to take them in small increments.
This is making us sound class, because that's the kind of thing I say every time.
I watched them just copying them. No, but that is true.
Aye.
See, on that, just with regards to the likes of Jeffries, you said there, was kind of set up not to get beat. Two different, you alluded to that yourself, 2 completely different Rangers and Celtic teams like back then. Again, Martin O'Neill's back there, but you know what I mean, different scoring up against Larson to what we've got now, and particularly Rangers. But Jeffrey's record against Old Firm was appalling. Let's be honest, they had a good manager for Kilmarnock and got us to where we needed to be. But for he left, I mean, we went and then had Mary Ago, Mixu, Kenny, and then obviously Stevie Clark and Derek McInnes. So do you think that's partly responsible for why our record was as bad? Because always to go and set up, because does that just plant a mindset into the players that we're probably going to get beat anyway?
Possibly, aye. I mean, it wasn't spoke about. Like, the players didn't go, lambs to slaughter here. It wasn't anything like that. But I suppose it could be a mindset thing, couldn't it? It could be subliminal in your head. You're getting in there defeated before you're going onto the pitch. But you just know what I'm like. My mentality was. I'd go in there and try every inch I possibly could. But I can see how that would transpire in a player's mind. How, well, we're going here and we're setting up very, very defensively. So we're setting up, don't concede. It's like, well, we've got to score as well, though, haven't we? You know what I mean?
Aye.
I think that's even evident with the likes of yesterday. Because again, at times, I said every time Celtic went for it, they looked like scored. But whenever we did, I said get the break of the ball or weathered something appropriately, we didn't know what to do once we had it. It was as if they're only set up to no concede, as opposed to, right, but here's the areas we can actually get to them. Our best thing was getting in behind, Anderson running off. That's where our best chance comes from, literally a ball at the tap. There's no strategy once we ever get the ball in the middle of the park. We just get back to Celtic. And one thing that I couldn't understand that we were doing, we had the centre half taking the goal kicks yesterday, kind of as if we were playing out, which I don't even like anyway. But you're doing that, noting it between 2-3 of them, and then you go direct and give the ball back to Celtic anyway, and then you're 30 yards deeper and you're playing everybody on side. I just thought it was a mental setup.
It's a strange. I'm maybe talking out of turn here. I just don't really remember seeing that loads when you were playing with Killie. It just seemed like when the goalie got the ball, it was
get us up the park
and take it for there. And I've noticed that doing in the Premier League in England now, they're taking kick off, they're chipping it into the corner and folk are taking shies. Right, it's totally different. So what's your take on this playing out for the back stuff? Because you're obviously a football player.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So how do you
but there's times and there's places to do it, isn't there? If you're the perceived bigger, better football team, then you could probably take the chance of doing that. I get why they do it, because teams now always want to press, right? So they always, if your team's starting here and that's a halfway line, say that's the goal, teams are wanting to step on. So if you play it short, they're going to keep stepping on, and then you're looking for that one step they make where you can play it over the top and you've got another man, a third man running. I get why they do it, and there's another way. If you notice the one for kick-off they do now, where it's kick-off, the goalie comes out to the edge of his D and everybody just piles forward. And it's as if it's going back to but it's as if it's going full circle.
Back to
it. But it's, I don't know, I think we used to say it was percentage football, right? You just, if you're under the cosh, you're under a bit of pressure. If you've got runners into specific areas of the pitch, even just to get the ball in behind and get as a throw in up there, it just takes the pressure off a wee bit. We get to slow the game down. Everybody gets to step forward in the pitch rather than pass, give it away. We've not moved out our 18-yard box.
Aye, anyway.
It's just constantly coming back at you. I suppose it's that the modern day fan, what does he want to go and watch? I think fans would want to go and watch competitive winning football. Do you really? Are you entertained? Are you entertained by playing the ball about at the back?
Nah, not particularly, man. No particularly.
Well, we even spoke on here a lot when, because Derek McInnes, the style of football, it's nothing special.
No,
but I don't remember ever talking about when we were finishing fourth and you were winning. You were going, see if the results are there, it masks everything else. And
correct.
Sometimes worry it's a wee bit too much the other way. And I think entertaining football's winning football. There's so many ways to be entertaining, I think, I know.
Well, this is what's led me on anyway, particularly with Stevie as a winger in his career. You're like, we noticeably do not play with wingers, right? Which is something that you and I have been moaning about really for the beginning of the season. Just intrigued to hear your take on that, because I just think that,
and that's where we've had the most success recently.
Exactly.
When we had Armstrong and Kennedy, and I get it, they're good players anyway,
yes.
right? But that was quite I just felt like that kind of, it had a bit of balance.
Aye.
You had that kind of, see if we need to, we get it direct.
Aye.
Get it to your better players, let them take folk on. And I just feel like that's kind of lost in this team. I
agree with you. I totally agree with you, because I was looking at the team yesterday. I'm thinking to myself, who am I wanting to watch? Who am I wanting to see do something, have a wee spark? If you could go back, whether it's Tommy McLean or Pat Nevin, whether it's Burker Bagan, whether it's myself, Matty Kennedy, or Danny Armstrong, Eremenko, you're looking for something,
somebody.
right? Something that's going to do something that the regular players aren't going to do. And that, to me, the team yesterday didn't look like they had anybody that was going to do that. It really didn't. They looked athletic and fit and ready to work, but it didn't look like there was any creativity whatsoever. None.
Aye, well, I think that's certainly been the vibe. Right, before we go into the questions, then obviously the chat run about as the manager now. That's 5 in the spin where we've no won, losing a lot of goals, mitigating circumstances. We'll get into that with the questions. That feels like now for the fan base, there's a bit of pressure on the manager. For me, nothing has changed for last week's chat, so there's no point me rehashing my feelings on it. I thought going up to Parkhead, you don't judge managers on games like that, in my opinion, but I thought feel differently. 2 huge games coming up after the international break where we need points, or the managers are going to be under severe pressure. For your perspective as a pro, what is that like when you can feel? Can you feel it? Can you go
100%
turning slightly? And what's that like?
You can feel the pressure. I think yourself as a player, as long as you put in the required effort, you can look yourself in the mirror and go, well, I gave everything I possibly could. But you've also got to be able to drag but guys who maybe aren't, or maybe are feeling a wee bit down. You've got to drag them through as well. It's your responsibility as a teammate to be able to pull them through. It really is. In terms of feeling it, you definitely can, because it can. You know what it's like yourselves, guys, watching the game. One misplaced pass, one gilt-edged chance, and it's you can feel it's going to happen again this week. That is what it's like, and it is quite tense. It just needs a win. It needs a horrible 1-0 or just a crappy OG. It needs just one win to get the pressure off a wee bit, try and rebalance, and then sort the conceding out. It's if we just start there, sort the conceding out, and then maybe try and recruit something with a bit of creativity. If you can last to January, get somebody who's going to create something, make something happen for you. Because you could surround that one player with just everybody who's going to put the shift in, and he might not put all the work in, but he's going to be the guy that's going to provide you a spark, or people are going to be attracted to him, which is going to free up other players to go and score a goal. I always think you need to have that element in a team. You can't just have 11 workers, 11 grafters, 11 fit guys. You've got to have 1, possibly 2 Mavericks, but then Mavericks aren't in the game.
Well, that is so true, man. But I think that's is that how you feel? It just needs to beat Motherwell. One half somebody's arse and under the side of the bar. It needs something, man, and to just kind of bust the bubble of pressure, don't it?
Without doubt, aye. It's comes down to the 2 games, Motherwell and United. You can't lose either of them. You know what I mean? We said last week 4 points is the bare minimum that you need for that, because we know what's coming up after it. You've got 3 tough games after that you're unlikely to pick points up for, looking at the previous results. So it's you can't lose any of the 2 games, and you need to win one. So do the maths.
Yeah, maths isn't a strong point, man. Right, let me go into the X, man. We'll fire through some of these questions, shall we? You two talk amongst yourself in the meantime.
Just on that, and I completely agree with what Stevie's saying about looking for at least one player. Even your locking last year, you knew that you had somebody like Armstrong that could, I mean, he scored at Parkhead last year in the game we get hammered out of nothing. I mean, it was a close-come shot, but he's one of the only players that's capable of doing that. We all know that Davy Watson's got ability, but he's a grafter and he's a hard worker and he drives you for it, but we're just severely lacking quality. And you're right, like, you look at that team yesterday, you're no looking at MD saying they've got a bit of magic that'll pull us out, and you don't mean that in a disrespectful way. That's not their style. They've got purpose.
No. Listen, don't get it wrong. They are experienced, professional, good football players, right? But what you're looking for is something out the ordinary, aren't you? And these are guys who have done everything they've been professional, they've ate the right things, they've done the right things, they've got themselves in great physical condition, and they've also got football and ability. But do they have the kind of, I don't want to say X factor because that sounds horrendous.
Aye, no,
it does.
That's the one.
Just something that's just, I can't believe he's just done that, or I would never have thought to have done that. You know what I mean? Like a pass, even an eye for a pass, anything. Somebody looking that way and you pass it that. Like Eremenko was the last real one I remember like that for Killie. I mean, Danny Armstrong was brilliant. Kennedy was really good for Commander. Really enjoyed watching Danny. He was really, really good, especially against the Old Firm.
Aye.
Very good.
He had a wee bit in him though, Danny, didn't he?
He did.
That wee edge, man, you could feel like, because there was a cut, he got sent off against Rangers, remember?
That's right.
Yeah, he was felt like there was a few games you're going, oh, geez, he needs to wind it in him, and he gets sent off up at Easter Road too.
Aye, that's right.
The Christmas game, so he had that in him, but he was good to watch. Right, let's go to the questions then, chaps. Maury gets in touch. Hi, mate. Had to laugh at that first goal conceded yesterday. What's the funniest goal you've seen Killie lose? Stokesy shanking one into their net versus Livy was good. Alan Combe hitting it off an Aberdeen player was another classic. So funny goals.
The Alan Combe one's one that immediately stands out, man, when he chucks it off. I mean, that was potentially what was going to happen to Beach the other week,
up at Ibrox,
if we didn't get bailed out. But what about you, Stevie? Any stuck out for
funny goals?
Funny goals.
Probably not funny at the time if you're actually
well, you're
no,
no,
because in my head I'm going, you're doing. I'm needing to get my living room done. I can't. You need to leave that one with me. I'll come back to you on that because I can't think of any specifically.
Aye, Combe would be the one for me, but there'll be other ones.
The Combe one was actually on like the Blunder DVD.
Aye, Nick Hancock's Football Hell or something like that.
Literally made one of them. And also he done the same in the League Cup final against Hibs, or no? Remember the ball went back and he squaffed it and it went on him, and
anyway, don't
good goal as well. But
it is brilliant goal. Right, Louis Markham gets touch. All right, big man. Are we now looking at being dragged into a fight at the bottom, or do you think a few changes and injury revivals we can challenge for top 6? A lot of negativity going around at the minute, but it's only November and we've had years of this before and ended up okay. So what's your thoughts on that, KC?
Usual line for me, man. Somebody offered me 10th and I'll check cons on it.
Take it.
Is that right, would you?
Honestly, man, I think that we're in trouble.
Is this what watching them's done to you?
That's, well, years of watching this, man. But nah, it's a case of, I just think that the league's not great either.
I agree with
you. But so many teams are so evenly matched. Like you're even seeing that with the results at the weekend. Kind of like Dundee have went to beat Celtic to then get hammered at home to Rangers, and it's a case of, I just think that I can't definitively look at a game, and the 2 games that we are looking at to pick points up and wins are Dundee and Livy at home, and I know they were early doors in the season, but we're picking up 2 draws, so you're thinking, right, where are your wins got to come from? The fact of the matter is we've won 2 games in 11 in the league.
Aye, that's no good, man. I don't know. Right, Norman Coulson gets in touch. Hi, mate. Approaching December now. It's terrible with a Killie fans. Terrible as a Killie fan feeling we're going to Parkhead to lose 4 or 5. Sadly, that's what happened. But I'm sure I'm not the only one. I can't be arsed listening to Kettlewell's post-match interviews. His answers drag on longer than McInnes's. Fact is, Motherwell at home and Dundee need at home 4 points as a minimum.
100%. I agree with that. Just what we've been saying on it.
It's that's it. It's all coming down to that, so we'll get into it. Mikey Kenmure, Mikey boy says nothing to say about the footy. It's shite. I do have a moan or Mikey's gripe of the week. Bring back the summer house. We never get longer than an hour from either pod, and it's just not enough. I hope this doesn't stand on Alan's toes. Keep up the great work, guys.
Well, the pod last week was an hour and 3 minutes.
We're tough. We can't go back to Summerhouse anyway, even if we wanted to. My mum's
It's
moved on
getting done up, is it?
very quickly, aye. So, what was a gin and all that now? Ali Niven, right. What's the Killie top you find yourself wearing most often that's not your favourite? For some reason, I always seem to have the pink goalie's top on when kicking about the house. The Sergeant stripe is my favourite. And mince pies, yes or no?
Mince pies, no.
No, mince pies, Stevie?
I'll take any kind of pie, mate.
Well, you and me both. I like a wee mince pie.
This is PG, you watch what you're saying.
Easy. Right, favourite Killie tap that you wear that's maybe not your favourite?
The one I actually wears quite regular is the one for when we get Europe 2 seasons ago.
Oh,
with
aye,
the collar and
the
that.
collar.
But I really like that. Well,
Aye.
but wouldn't say it was my favourite, but I don't often buy them anymore.
No, I'm right out the loop now.
But I always get one for my holidays, man.
I like wear
tracksuits for the airport.
The one I wear is the white one with the kind of canary stripe.
Aye, that's right. Aye.
QTS, we quite like
Quite
that.
a minging tap, man. Red sash.
You've got to love a retro strip, though.
Aye,
No?
that's what it's all about. Did you have a favourite Killie strip? No, really came to mind.
Sports Division, A-Team A's, Seriously Strong Cheese. There
Yes.
we go.
By the way, what happened to these amazing sponsors, man?
I know.
This is
These
it,
were phenomenal, weren't they? It was a happier time. Right, Gunnar Vance, the most handsome man in Europe. Alright, lads, someone has to make a wee gif of Maeda tying these boots together for the first goal. There were shoots of improvement after that, but clutching at straws. Thank God it's over. 2-week break, and then it's time for people to stand up and be counted.
100% agree. Met Gunnar Vance in the away end as well. Come up.
Doesn't he miss many, doesn't he?
No, he's there all the time, man.
fair
Him and
enough.
Theo all the time.
David Hanna, I'm in Basel with work this week. Oh, very nice. Where did it all go so faulty? Is that a Basel faulty joke, do we think?
Oh, it must be.
Aye, excellent, right.
Aye.
Should we brush these results under the carpet, or do we need to sign a little known Italian pesto on loan? Sorry, I'm just trying to amuse myself here.
I don't blame him,
It's
man.
been rough, man.
He's sitting in a room by himself.
Aye,
right now.
he's
already bust the bar.
It's no good, man. Basel will be a quite miserable experience.
Saw David Hanna as well yesterday, man, but I didn't get a chance to properly speak to him, but I gave him a wave. But again, there all the time, and away to Basel for work the day after.
Aye, that's it, man. It's unbelievable the effort he puts in. Right, Callum McGee, should we loan Beach out to Arnold Clark on Queen's Drive as one of these big inflatables? That's so harsh, mate. That is so harsh.
I've got a suggestion. Tie a bib to the crossbar. It's a joke, by the way. Don't come for me.
That's you cancelled.
I know, isn't it?
You'll be getting hammered on TikTok now instead of me getting it.
Right. You
Right,
want to address the TikTok comments for last?
listen. I'm going to do this once and once alone. I have no problem with Martin O'Neill's tracksuit, right? I actually like it as a tracksuit. I wasn't having a go at him or Celtic.
Oh, I like it as well. It's just that he's 73.
It's just he's 73 and it's like,
Aye.
oh,
I
it's
get
a
it.
bit
aye.
unusual.
I
But no,
get it.
I was getting dogs abuse. My TikTok is no for the faint-hearted, man.
It's just
Folk coming after me.
But the thing is, they're just no real folk, mate. Ken, they would never say that to you in the street.
Remember, half of these people are sitting in their pants with rollerblades on.
Well,
You know what I mean? So
there you go.
it's...
You try not to take it too serious.
No, you can't. You really can't.
And it's just a coincidence that I've worn green tonight, obviously. No try to mend fences here. Right,
Yeah,
Darren.
Stevie the fairies,
Aye,
man.
it's
I know.
like Green Brigade
There's
here,
that
mate.
khaki.
They're banned, so they're in here. You know we are, man. Right, Darren Steele gets in touch. Hi, lads. Looking at the next 4 fixtures, how many points we taking? Motherwell home, Dundee United at home, Hearts away, Rangers at home. Hearts says 4, but 1 if we're lucky.
I want Stevie to answer that as somebody that doesn't watch us. When you look at the 4 fixtures, we come on up.
Motherwell,
Yeah.
Dundee United, Hearts, Rangers.
Honestly, for watching the last 5 games, you'd probably say 2 points. Optimistically, if we can get in about their ribs and get a lucky win against Motherwell, that'll maybe boost them on against Dundee United. So anywhere between 2 and 6, preferably 6, possibly 2, more than likely 4. How's that for you?
There you
That
go.
do for you?
Aye, that's a nice
that's
spread.
good, aye.
Excellent. Right, Mark Robertson. If everybody is fit, how many of that starting 11 on Sunday would be in your first choice 11? And what would your formation be, and who's your captain?
So, formations is my big pet peeve now, because I want to see us play with wingers, but we don't have the players to do it. Unfortunately, we've only got one winger in the building that's fit, and it's Tiffany. So, ideally, I would like to see us play a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, 4-5-1, whatever. But I think that's a good question, because you're talking about how many of them actually do make your best 11. It's a tough one. My captain's David Watson, but
Aye,
said that at the beginning of the
that.
season, 100% stand by that. And again, I think even the likes of yesterday proved it. One of the only ones that's why I get the ball and drive is for it.
Mm-hmm. What about, so four at the back anyway for you. And if it was, who would you play? Who would be your 4?
If Mayo was
everybody's fit. Say everybody's fit. So Kennedy comes in and you've got your goalie back and all that. But who would be your back 4 then if everybody's fit?
I thought probably about Mayo, Stanger D's, and then Thompson at left back maybe.
Aye, Mayo right back.
I think so. I think you've just got to use Kettlewell's phrase, got to stop the bleeding, man. I think you just need him in the team there. And leading, and he done it enough under McInnes to be trusted. So, and then if you're talking 3 in the middle of the park, Lyons, Watson, but you need somebody with quality in there, or somebody that's able to pick a pass. So I'll not say Polworth, don't worry about it.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe Lowry if he's fit, get him in there, and then I don't know. It's a tough one going forward.
Aye, I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer.
I think it's an interesting clash of styles, that, because Motherwell are hyper play the ball out for the back. They just want to suck you right in the game's at Rugby Park, so Commander are going to want to be on the front foot, and if they fall into Motherwell's trap, like I was talking about earlier, where they pass it about and they step on, it's just going to take one pass, it's going to kill the majority of the team. Keep your eye out for that. See if I've called that early doors and it happens, I need to start betting again.
Getting back in it. But you can see that unfold, because you're right, Motherwell, that is that, and they're welded to that style, isn't it? Like that's and it's been good to watch. So it could be, that's a big one, no doubt about it. Right, Matt says performances and losses haven't been great, but do you think it's a bit of an overreaction? 3 of the games have been Hearts, Celtic and Rangers, who are all clearly better. Even Aberdeen have spent hundreds on players compared to us. We're just a bit shy at the moment and it'll pass. Mark Donnelly gets in touch and says, looking at the fixture list between now and January, what is the minimum total points come new year that believe will save Kettlewell's job?
I'm no, again, I can't even think of the entire, I only know the immediate ones. But to go back to Matt's point beforehand, I get that we are playing against better teams, but Avdale's taking points off them. You know what I mean? Folk are taking points off of Celtic, taking points off of Rangers, taking points off of Aberdeen, and Hearts are the exception to the rule.
Well, even Dundee United.
Aye, well, the United and some done it, but in Motherwell as well. But again, you give them the credit. But the fact of the matter is that our folk are picking up points, and if we're no maximising that by offsetting it by beating Dundee's and Livies at home, then where have we got to end up? So I know it sounds negative, man, but it's
listen, we're here to be positive, aren't we? We're positive every week, man. We're famous for it. Right, who is winning the managerial sack race? Who's winning the managerial sack race? Kettlewell, Presley, or Jimmy Tillene?
Well, what are you wanting me right away, man, to answer that?
You're the guy. I'm just the guy. Ask me a question about tracksuits. I'm your man. When it comes to football, you and Stevie can take it.
I said last week that I don't foresee Kettlewell being the Kilmarnock manager come the end of the season, rightly or wrongly, and I stand by that. Okay,
that's enough then. Right, Captain Conker, the gorgeous mutated squirrel. Will Grand Theft Auto 6 ever be released?
It's delayed again, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I'm out the loop.
It's delayed again. You play?
No, I've not played it since 1998.
Aye.
So you weren't even a Vice City man, no?
No.
You were the original, just the wee motor going about.
Aye.
Bird's eye view.
I was super soccer on the SNES. Remember you played indoor and it was Widden. Indoor, the walls were Widden.
Right,
Do you remember that? You used to bend the ball.
Brilliant,
sensational, man. That and Mario Kart. After that, Ridge Racer maybe on the Sega.
Ridge Racer, intense,
Ridge
man.
Racer.
Brilliant.
Can it be a bad Ridge Racer?
Aye. So no, I don't know, but aye. Will it ever be released?
Hopefully.
Is Home Alone 2 better than Home Alone 1?
Yes.
Which one's the Sticky Bandits?
Absolutely not.
They're in both.
But one, it's the Wet Bandits, isn't it? One of them.
The Wet Bandits.
Oh, Sticky Bandits is 2.
Right.
No.
The Wet Bandits is 1.
Aye, and then Sticky Bandits
come the Sticky Bandits. Right.
Sticky Bandits in New York, man.
Aye.
Donald Trump's in it, man. Come on.
I prefer 1.
I'd go 1, but you go 2.
Got to go the original.
I love them both.
Love them both.
But again, just to be edgy, then I'll go say.
We can have
Speaking
both.
of what, is any sequels better than?
Any sequels in general better than the original? Godfather.
Aye.
I like Rocky 2.
Aye.
I like Police Academy 2 and all. I like Wayne's World 2.
Wayne's World 2 is good enough.
Police Academy, High 2. Who was the guy who done all the noises? What was his name again?
Jones.
Jonesy?
Aye,
that is Jonesy in it.
Oh, the Jimi Hendrix. Don't get things like him here. Right, and after we beat Motherwell and then Dundee United, will that start to get some distance between the clubs who are all very close just now? So can you see the league starting to stretch out a wee bit?
I'd assume so. eventually start to take shape. But they 2 games are huge. But again, we'll still be there or thereabouts.
All right. Was this is for Jack Shields? Was Stuart the Goth Kettlewell too busy playing vampires over Halloween festivities that he forgot he had a team to manage? The Goth.
What's the Goth pattern? Is that for his hair? Is that his Batman hairline?
He
is that
just
what we're
gives
talking about?
Goth, I think. He just looks like he'd be hanging about outside the
Under a bridge.
Aye.
Under a bridge with white makeup on.
Got that kind of.
Tonight will be the night I will fall for you. Or that part,
That's it, man. That's the Goth. So that's the folklore that we're trying to engender here. But aye,
Goth Killie, Goth FC.
Aye, that's what a lot of fun, man. Right, Galak. I found last week's pod quite funny, watching Cal contorting himself into all sorts of positions to avoid saying what he really wanted to say. Kettlewell's a diddy and it's time to go. The man of 1,000 words trying to beat me into submission with his post-match, and I'm not buying it. See what you really feel, Galak.
Aye,
Don't
man,
hold back,
that's
man.
very straight shooting that, innit, man?
Barry Davis, no question for me, just a cheers for the shout out last week, although plenty of folk go to more games away than me. A wee side note, I broke my finger at work last week and the first half at Falkirk was still more painful.
How's your finger after?
I'm back to full health.
Aye.
I'm good now. I was delighted to see that other call tonight because I thought I'm going to end up getting injured again. Right, Kevin says, fed up saying it, but our ambition in business terms seems to be to lose $1 million or less per annum. We are not stagnating at the minute. We're going backwards. Dundee and Livy have similar situations, but they seem to have legs and impact players that we don't in games. What is it that's to be done?
I think that's similar to what Stevie was going for earlier. And I thought, even looking at Parkhead again yesterday, that even though Stevie alluded to the fact that we're physically there, I just think at times that we look so slow, man. We couldn't get away from anybody, even when you did, because I just don't think that we've got that huge, even bursty pace that immediately gets you up the park either.
Even one player that can do that. Aye. One player can take you up the park so far.
Jordan Jones was a master at it, man.
Yeah, just get you 40 yards up the pitch, get you a throw in, and everybody can step up, and then you can kind of slow the game down a wee bit. But it was just wave after wave, wasn't it?
Aye.
To quote a horrendous song.
Aye, that's right.
It's a good tune, man.
Right, Greg Halbert. Right now, both club and country are bringing us no joy, so let's focus on something happy. What are you guys looking forward to outside of football these days? What makes you smile? Upcoming Christmas film, perhaps? Tell Captain Conger Home Alone 2 is better than the first. Aye, so what are you looking forward to in your life, Cal?
My recovery after this up, man.
Aye.
And a quiet festive period, which will be the first.
I know, that's exciting.
For many years, aye.
Jeez, oh man.
It is, man. Turned over a new leaf, man.
Aye, is that it?
Aye. Well, I'm going to be on crutches for weeks.
Aye, okay.
So I'll not be hitting the pyramid very hard and that kind of weather.
Right,
and I don't like the ice anyway, so
right.
It's not
Forever and possibly ever podcast.
For an early while podcast.
Forever and maybe podcast.
So you're looking forward to your up and then a nice quiet festive season.
Aye. That's the PC answer, aye.
Right. Tell us about you really think outside. Stevie, what you looking forward to, mate?
A few nights out. Couple of Christmas nights out. I'll be working like mad in the courier industry. It's 6 days a week.
Of course.
And you're in the house at 8 o'clock at night, and then you're back out at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's pretty hectic, but that's the time you make your dough. So I'll be doing that. Be spending time with my wee lassie, going on Christmas nights out. Maybe throw a panto in there.
Oh, aye.
Maybe a wee panto, I don't know.
Right.
I've never been to the panto, man.
Never been to a panto.
Only ever at the school, Ken.
The school?
And we were that tin pot that we didn't even go. They brought the panto to the school.
Right.
Aye.
Where was that? The Joes?
Saint Sophia's.
Oh, I'm Saint Sophia's.
Berlin?
Galston, mate. Worse.
Was it bad for the kind of hang they would get a prison?
Was it Galston, was it?
The show, aye, man, aye. Saint Sophia's in Galston, man.
Here's one for you on the panto hang, right? So we were in the pavilion last night, and the panto runs to the 11th of January.
Aye. Nah,
It's late, innit? Do you know who's going in the 11th of
What's your
January?
crowd? Who's your crowd on the 10th of January? Who's in sitting watching that?
That's what I mean.
It's like extras, man.
And see if you're in that panto and all. How frazzled are you, man?
I don't want to be there. You're done here. This is doing 6 0 at Parkhead kind of patter, innit? You're like,
he's behind you. Aye, I heard you 3 months ago he was behind me.
Jingle bells. Aye. So I just thought 11th of January's late for a panto.
Aye, yes.
You might wrap it up and hug me knee, you know?
It's the dregs. Well, Scott Watson's the man to ask that. He does a panto, remember?
Right, what's the thinking behind that, Scott? You can let us know.
Right.
11th of January. Right, and Christy Sykes asks, what's the best advice you've ever been given?
That I've been given? Don't know. You?
This is going to sound like I mean someone else, but I just mean it as I'm saying it. Don't be feared to season your meat. and I just mean like steak. Kind of, as I was saying, I thought that could be taken out of context. But that genuinely, Gav was like, mate, you need to put more salt in that thing. And that's ever since revolutionised my kitchen.
It's not a bad shout.
Best advice you've ever been given, Stevie?
I could say all the classic ones. Don't eat yellow snow. Don't piss into the wind. I just do my own thing. You tell me what you want, I'll just switch off after 5 seconds.
There you go. Bit nice and honest. Right, we've got a nice bit of... So you following Killie data?
Aye.
Right, so loads of good stuff. So what a difference 5 games can make. Attached to the graphs for matches 8 to 12 against the 3 previous seasons. So it's all the points per game stuff that you can kind of compare it. So we'll retweet that out because it's quite hard to like discuss other than the graphics, but we'll put that back out because it is interesting stuff, and whoever runs that is putting out good stuff regularly.
Aye.
If you're into your stats and your data and all that. Okay, that's us for questions for this week. Unless we Scott Spears, sorry, for Cal. Hope you enjoyed your McD's a lot more than the game. It wouldn't be hard. Funny how in our brief convo we spoke about Beach and D's not being great and they were pretty crap today. Can we not bring Youngins, Armour and Ethan Brown in? Delivery driver Scott.
Well, that's it. I bumped into him in McDonald's when I was going to collect one for Alison, who was rough as anything on Sunday.
Oh, you didn't get yourself anything? No.
Of course I did. I was. It's just in case Dundee was watching. No,
me.
But so I was in there and then I bumped into Scott. So it was a pleasure to talk to him. I had really good things to say about the podcast, but
very kind.
Saying that I was away up to Parkhead after, and again the thing is everybody getting up had no expectancy whatsoever, and we almost got the kind of parring that we were looking for. A slight reaction that we weren't completely pants pulled in material, but and it looked like it was something to work with. But again, the 4th goal's a wee bit of a killer. But I'm with you. I'm not changing my stance for like Sunday didn't really tell us anything. If we went and get hammered 6-7-0 on Sunday, then you would be coming out with potentially you'd be more cutthroat about it, but we weren't expecting anything anyway. But pleasure to meet Scott.
Excellent. Right, we've actually got one more here. Sorry for the short leash salmon chucker. This might be harsh, but Beach looks like he'd struggle to save daylight on October 26th, and Dees doesn't look like he could defend the box with a sawn-off shotgun down his sock. Do we limp on to January and get some loans in? I assume we'll be too skint to buy anyone decent. So,
what's his fascination with guns, man?
I don't know. Well, stays in America. So it's in the front and centre of his brain. But listen, mate, there are a lot of them are struggling. I think the 2 week break is going to be a good thing. It gives a chance to reset, loads of training, and then we're going to need to come out all guns blazing. We'll do the big pep talk next week for the Motherwell game, but we need to get behind the team that day. That's what it's going to be. So like you said, there's going to be a tension in there. So if we do go down 1-0 or Beach fluffs one, or we'd go to try and stay with the players because there is going to be that tension in the ground, and you're saying that it definitely can affect it.
1,000,000%. It definitely. You can sense it yourself. And they're not daft. They can look at people's faces in the crowd, and it just takes one person to set somebody else off. It sets somebody else off. But it can also take a strong challenge for a Killie player to get the crowd lifted. It can take a bit of skill to get the crowd lifted. So it can work both ways. It's just it's probably on a knife edge now, isn't it? It could go either way.
It feels that way. It feels that way.
The first game is massive.
Aye, I think so.
The Motherwell game is huge.
You got Alan's gripe?
I do, aye, there it's there. But I thought that just when you're talking about the with the pressure on it, when you were at Killie that entire time, obviously you had Williamson and then Jeffries, but Jeffries was there for years and years. But did you feel there ever was a period where it could have properly turned, or do you think that because kind of they goes, oh, that's football now, you don't get time? But I don't recall, unless we're talking about the late days of Jeffries, where there was ever a run where we were like, oh, no. Like Kenny's got to go. Like, I don't ever really remember that.
I don't remember that, to be honest. I don't think there was any time for that. But again, social media makes it hyper intense these days, doesn't it? Everybody's got a platform. There can be a sense of false pressure, isn't there? Because if 30, 40 people are going in on it out of the majority, then it kind of looks like he's on a hiding to nothing. But realistically, it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that bad. I get what they're saying. The last 5 games have been pretty bad. Started half season pretty well. Let's see what the next 2 bring, and then go for there. But he'll know himself. He'll know the Motherwell game is massive, and he'll want to be putting one over his former employers as well.
Of course,
so he's got skin in the game for that one. Not only is he the commander manager, he's a former Motherwell manager, so he's going to want people who, especially punters, because one of the reasons he left, one of the major reasons was the punters were getting him dogs abuse, and it was getting over a particular personal line where he just couldn't accept that, which is fair enough. I understand that. I'd be the same. You want to have a go back, but then you're labelled as unprofessional.
Did you ever get a bit of stick of that?
Never at Kilmarnock.
I wouldn't have thought it's like Killie.
Nah,
anyway.
The worst thing that ever happened to me was I got hit in the calf with a hot dog. That was playing for Dumbarton against Stenhousemuir, and I was taking a throw in, and it was at the Dumbarton ground, and some specky hot dog up the back threw a hot dog, and it hit me in the calf, so I picked it up and started eating it and threw it straight back out.
Yes, that's the game, man. Right, okay, we've got Alan's gripe of the week here. This is people will be on board with this one, I think. All right, Alan, thanks very much, mate, for sending this in. It's Alan's gripe of the week. Right, I totally hate people who don't lift up their dog's poo. I nearly slipped on some the other day. The fines are too small at £500. I'd rub the owner's nose in it and make them clean it, just like the Killie defence. You spend all day trying to clean your shoes to get it off. Some of the owners even look like their dog's example deputy. Get them to do some community service. And as next week is International There'll Be No Gripe, I'm off to check my shoes are not covered in shite. So dog poo, Cal. You're obviously in a nice house in a state and all that. See people going about with their dogs and
see plenty of folk going about with their dogs.
Wee prizes in the corner and that.
It always seems to be folk doing that. But it was the big pet hate for me was staying at the Ricky Park and folk went their dog shite in the football park. Man, it was always pretty poor behaviour. But it's a hard thing to police, man. Because I saw, well, again, not to get political, but I always do. But I see the Tories went with some line in the Scottish Parliament recently about the amount of fines that... No, this was like a local council story about the lack of fines that have been handed out for dog fouling as opposed to street parking. But you're like, you can't police it. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're there and thereabouts. So it's human decision, man. It's human error. So it's up to them to decide it. You can't blame the government for everything, man.
I see so many people walking their dogs, they're absolutely fine and they're respectable humans and they pick it up. It's the knuckle draggers that you see that are out in their jammies at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Their jammies, a pair of slippers and a hoodie up on their phone while their dog takes a shit.
The dog's staying in business.
They're dragging it away. So
this is what Alan's talking about, mate. I would arrest the dogs.
Aye.
Personally.
I'd put the owners down.
So I think the dogs need to take a bit more responsibility. Right, okay. Before we wrap it up then, gentlemen, I've got all roads lead to Killie, so we're trying to raise a wee bit of money for the food banks. We did a great sponsor last week for Killie Adventures. We appreciate you. Thank you so much again. So we've got a nice wee total that we're going to be handing over probably at Christmas. We'll do that again.
Yeah, always for Christmas. Aye.
Right, so we've got 3 ex-Killie players here. We're going to read out their career path, and you've got Stevie Murray to help you here, so he'll know some of these guys. So I'll read out the teams, and you need to try and tell me who the player is. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Right. We'll start for here. Clyde, Blackburn Rovers, Stockport County on loan.
Gary Harkins.
Nope. Kilmarnock, Doncaster Rovers.
Gordon Greer.
Gordon Greer.
Gorgeous Gordon.
Gorgeous Gordon, aye. And so, aye. Then he obviously ended up back at Blackburn, ended up back at Killie.
There we go, man.
209 games for Brighton.
Aye.
He was, we've said this before, he was definitely somebody who came back a miles better player. He was always good, but like when he came back, even though he only played that couple of months, you could see that he was playing at a lot higher level before that. Went on to get Scotland caps and that.
Of course he did. Right, so big gorgeous Gordon, well done. Right, next one. This is somebody that was actually on loan. So started at Fulham, then went to Yeovil on loan, Kilmarnock on loan, Bristol City on loan, Bristol City, Hibs, Ross County, Dundee, Edinburgh City. Only finished playing last year.
Wait, when was it, Kelly?
2005.
Like, go again.
Fulham, Yeovil, Kilmarnock on loan.
Simon Ford.
Nope, but in the same era.
Liam Fontaine.
I
don't ever remember him at Kelly as well. I just remember that. But you would have played with him, man.
Aye, played with him,
aye.
Aye, left-footed centre half.
Aye.
Good player.
There we go, Liam Fontaine, that's us. And the last one for today. Dundee United, Reading, Livingston on loan, Kilmarnock, Dundee United, Partick, Morton, Dundee, Ayr, Les Mahago, Pollock, Petershill.
Sounds like somebody you would ken. With the
definitely you read it and your type of player.
Andy McLaren, no?
Andy McLaren.
Was that Andy McLaren?
Andy McLaren.
Is it Livy on loan?
Yes, 1999. From when he was in Reading. Aye, there you go.
Andy because at first when I Dundee United Reading, I thought that, but the Livy thing threw me.
McLaren on one side, Murray on the other.
We'll maybe hear about it in the next episode.
No tracky backy.
Good luck. Good day to be a fullback. Right, okay. Everybody, thank you so much for listening and for sharing and for all the comments and stuff. We really appreciate it, and it's keeping the podcast going. Times are obviously a wee bit tough to know, but listen, so all guns blazing for this Motherwell game. Stevie, thank you so much for everything you've done for the podcast and for coming down the night, mate. We appreciate you.
No problem.
And I know that the Killie fans have absolutely loved getting the chance to meet with you and hear about your time at the club and all that. So it means a lot to us, mate, that you're showing so much interest in this, and you're a big hero down here, so you need to know that.
Anything I can do, lads, to help out, just give me a shout.
Brilliant. Killie Cow, any final words of wisdom before you go into, you'll be in your 30s the next time you speak to everybody?
Well,
just about
the eve of
it,
it.
Of course, in the eve
of it. So, I'm just looking forward to the last week of my 20s then, man.
There you go,
Enjoy it for that.
Happy days, mate. Right, okay, everybody. We break for us. It's maybe time to do that. So, have a nice week, whatever you're up to, and we'll be back next week to preview this big Motherwell game. All right, thanks very much, everybody. See you later.